Hey everyone, welcome back, and this is step 3 in the FORScan tutorial that I'm recreating 3 years later. So just a quick recap. Number 3, this one is going to be about using a spreadsheet to go into the as-built section and code in whatever you need to change. Video number 1 was how to download the software, license it, all that good stuff. And then video number 2 was all about your USB to OBD2 port or Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, whatever, adapters. And then the next one, video number 4, will be how to go in using non-as-built and no spreadsheet and just be able to make changes on your own. Well, that's a very popular version now because the software has come such a long ways. There are still some things that I have to go back and do on here because either they don't work on the non-as-built like they were supposed to, or they're just not an option on a lot of vehicles. Now F-150s, they're going to have a ton of options under there because they're super popular and they've probably had the most work done to them. So I've already made changes on this Super Duty. This is a 17 F-250. I've already made a lot of changes on here that I typically would when I buy a vehicle. But there are some that I went through here that I'm actually going to check into just to see how they are. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to swap my daytime running lamps from my low beams over to the front turn signals. I've got LED turn signals on here on the front with the aftermarket headlights. I kind of want to see how they look, so we'll try that. Adding average speed to the trip menu. I don't have that, so I want to plug that in here and see what that's all about. And then the last one I'm going to do is, navigation in motion. So this one here specifically says, enables entering navigation destination and viewing text while driving in motion, which is dangerous. But the only reason I do this is if I have a passenger and we need to navigate somewhere and we're already going down the road, I will have the passenger do it while I'm driving. So that's my disclaimer, and honestly that's why I'm using it. So let's get this guy connected and get to it. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how to look for a spreadsheet pretty easily on the FORScan website here. So here we are at forscan.org. First thing we're going to do is go over to the forum. Once you're here in the forum, you want to go down to configuration and programming. And then right here under topics, helpful links on as-built configuration and programming. Alright, so right here are your helpful links. As-built decodings is number 2. So right here are going to be your spreadsheets. Now there's, this Explorer one I tried to download. It will not open. It's on iCloud, and apparently the format is not up to date or something like that, so that won't open. But like, here's the Super Duty one I'm going to use right now. If I click on that guy, here it is. Here's my spreadsheet. So and then you can print that off or take it out on your laptop, whatever you need to do. But here's the 11 to 14 F-150s, 15 on up F-150s, Fusions, Super Duties, Flex, and I guess there's one here on Taurus. Alright, let's get the show on the road. So I've got my spreadsheet, I've got my laptop, and I've got my adapter. This is the switchless, the ELS 27 that I went through. And remember, all the links for these adapters are in the description below. So, onto the OBD2 port, and then into the laptop. If this is your first time connecting with this adapter, it's going to take a while. Alright, so we are going to go down to FORScan. And then we want to go down to the bottom here and click Connect. Now, the ignition key must be on. High-speed, medium-speed switch, if available, needs to be in high speed. And the vehicle not moving. So, turn the key on. I do not have a switch on this one, and the vehicle is not moving. So, okay. I found my profile here. This is the Super Duty 6.2 liter 2017. Yes, that's mine. And this adapter, like I showed in the video before, adapter uses counterfeit STN chip. Whatever. So down here in the corner, you can see that we are ready to go. All right. First step in the spreadsheet, guys. Which one are you going to do first? So I'm on the back page here, so I'm going to do the navigation. So if you can see, there, enter navigation in motion. It's going to be in the APIM. It's going to be the 700201, and then we're going to change the first 4 digits to 5753. Now we're going to go to the microchip there, which is configuration and programming. We're going to go to the APIM as built. So just to show you guys the difference real quick, first we're going to go into the non-as built, just so I can show you if you're wondering the difference. So sync Gen 3, yes, this is mine. Let's see if we can find navigation in motion. Yeah, so it's not an option on here, okay? So this is why you're going to need a spreadsheet sometimes. So go ahead and hit stop, and then we're going to go back to the tab over here, configuration programming, and then we're going to enter the APIM as built. Hit play. It's not safe. Yes and no. All right, here are your blocks. So again, we are going to go to 7D00201, which is this first guy right here. So this 5553, we are going to change it to 5753. So honestly, all we have to do is switch that. And I'm logging this in case I have to go back and change it, but I usually take my phone out, I snap a picture of this whole block in case something happens. And that way I can just switch it back to what it was. Alright, so this one, like I said, 5753 is what it needs to change to. And there it is. Now we're done with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you can write all. No other changes have been made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write. And then it gives you, data error. And then continue anyway. Yes. Program successfully. Please cycle the ignition off and then back on. So what I do, I always take my key out. Sometimes you will restart your ignition, you will look for the change that you made, and it won't be there. Sometimes it's just how it is. It will show up. When I did the theme, I have the Ford Performance theme on my Sync 3. It took, weirdly enough, I didn't think it would work. It wasn't working, and like later on that day it decided to pop up. Craziest thing ever. But let's put the key back in. Turn it back on. And click OK. Alright, so that one's done. So I am going to go to the next one here that we're going to work on. And I'm going to swap the DRLs. So we're going to go into the body control module. So to get out of this one, we want to hit stop. Back to the tab for configuration and programming, and then we are going to go to the body control module right here, as built. Hit play. Changing it's potentially unsafe. Yep, it's an enter at your own risk deal. Everybody knows that, right? You should. There it is. All right. So what I want to do is go down to 726.50.01. So that's a ways down here. All right. 726.50.01 right there. So what I want to do is I want to change. So again, reading the spreadsheet. So right there, the second set of numbers, the first 2 blocks is what I want to change, and I want the front turn signals, so I need to change that to 08. must have just they must have just redid the program here and only had one set of numbers. So 02, you can see the first 2 digits is 02. That's obviously on the spreadsheet. It says low beams. 02 equals low beams. So I'm going to go 08 and see what that does. So 08, right? Yes. And then cycle off the ignition, back on again, click OK. Okay, last one I want to do is in the average speed display IPC. So we will stop out of this, go back to the configuration and programming tab, and then we want to go down to the IPC. So IPC as built, right here. Play. Potentially a safe disclaimer. Alright, so I want to go to 720.0101, which is the top row right there. So what I want to do is go to the second set of numbers and the second block. Okay, so the second number I want to change to a 4 in that second block of numbers. So right here, it's a 0, okay? So, we're going to take that back. We're going to put a 4 in there. We're going to write. Continue anyway. Yeah. Alright, so a little glitch in my screen recorder, but here I hit write after that, and then I cycled the ignition off, hit OK, and that's where we're at now. So, as far as this goes, I am done with this, so we're just going to test out the new features now. So, down here, go to stop, and then go up here to the car, disconnect, and now we are disconnected. So we will check out our changes and see what happened. All right, so we go down here. Let's go into the trip meter and average miles per gallon. Compass. Average speed. Look at that. There it is. My average speed's 38 miles an hour. That can't be true. It's got to be more like, 70. All right. So that's that one. Okay. So that one's good. And then I always have this on miles per hour. All right. So that one's good. Okay. So to test this out, I have the transmission in neutral. Vehicle's running, obviously. And the headlights are in auto. Parking brake is on, so don't go nowhere. Let's see what we got. There they are. So those are the turn signals. I'm going to switch them back to low beams. I don't like the way they look, I can already tell. So I'm going to switch them back to low beams. But, alright, so the average speed is in there, the turn signals swapped. Next we gotta check out navigation and motion, so that'll be next. Alright, so typically, whoops, my bad. So typically you would go here and this screen, once you started driving, would gray out. So let's see what happens. And it is, as you can see, still there and fine. So let's start typing some stuff. Sorry. Alright, so there's your confirmation that navigation and motion works. Alright guys, so that is the end of the third video. Next video, hopefully coming next week. 4-week deal here. Fourth video will be the easiest way to make changes by far in your Ford vehicle using FORScan. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. If you want to, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Later.